Wednesday's EF1 tornado tore through the Katy neighborhood, then 90-mile-per-hour winds destroying businesses and destroying homes. KPRC2 has been on top of following up with a cleanup, which is going to take a while. And tonight, meteorologist Dajia Swad joining us live from Katy with a look at that cleanup. Daji?
Yeah, crews have been cleaning up all day here off of Mason Road near Kingsland. And this was all due to, as you mentioned, that EF1 tornado that ran through this area on Wednesday. Behind me, you can see the Firestone completely destroyed on the second half of that building, bricks falling. And they've been trying to collect all of this destruction and get this business up and running again, but it will take some time. Now, we saw a lot of people come out here earlier today taking pictures and also trying to visit stores in this shopping center, and for some of them it was difficult because some are still without power. It seems rare, and that's why people are taking pictures, but is it rare? Today I spoke with a research scientist to see if we are seeing any more or less tornadoes here in Southeast Texas.
My power's going in and out, and then when I go by here, everything is closed here.
Cleanup is underway after an EF1 tornado traveled for 1.67 miles through this shopping center and neighborhood in Katy. In its path, crumbling this Firestone, blowing out windows, lifting shingles, and even throwing an AC unit out of Bourbon Street Sports Bar.
If it had stayed on the ground, my business would look like that building right behind us.
How does that feel to have that in the back of your mind?
It gives you, like, tingly feelings all over.
Doug Starkle's concern today is getting the power back on at the sports bar. Without this, his employees are feeling the pain in their pockets.
They're more likely to be living paycheck to paycheck, or living for their tips for that day. And they're already getting nervous. Since
the 1950s, Harris County has experienced over 200 tornadoes. That's an average of 3 tornadoes per year.
I just hope this never comes true again, but it could be. I mean, this is terrible.
If you're looking at how many days per year does a tornado, should you expect a tornado to touch down, say, within 25 miles of you? When we talk about the amount of change we're seeing, on average, that's one more day or one less day per decade.
Dr. Brooks says it is unlikely that most people will see a tornado in their neighborhood, but if one does happen in a large community like Houston, it could lead to bigger problems compared to rural areas.
Why is that population density so important in these bigger cities when we talk about severe weather?
It generally allows you to have more resources to respond to an event, but it also means that you can affect a lot of people in a small area, which makes response difficult.
Business owners staying positive despite the powerful storm's destruction.
Oh my God, it is amazing that it only touched down briefly and didn't damage more people's homes and or businesses, and nobody was injured.
That's right, a positive outlook after all of this destruction. Once again, debris is still being picked up here at this Firestone and at the shopping center that it sits adjacent to. Now, we want to remind you, even though we may not see a tornado in our neighborhood, you still want to remain alert. Tornadoes can happen, and you can do that by getting weather alerts through your phone. Stay prepared, knowing your safe place, whether that is work, school, or home. And once again, weather alerts are life-saving. We have our KPRC2 Storm Tracker 2 app that will send you alerts anytime we have severe weather. In Katy, Dajia Swad, KPRC 2 News.
Meteorologist Dajia Swad, thank you. And we are with Chief Meteorologist Frank Billingsley now.
Well, and that's the best way, that app, because we don't have sirens like Oklahoma.
Right.
And the reason for that is because we don't have those long-form tornadoes. We don't have nearly as many as Oklahoma. Ours tend to be quick.
We can send the warning.
By the time you got a siren warning, it would be over.
Maybe, yeah.
And maybe even on the app. I mean, it can be that quick. But I think your apps and your weather radios are probably the 2 best ways to find out.
Yeah. Well, today was a nice day, though.
I mean, if we could bottle it, we could sell it.
Loved it.
Take a look. Blue skies. I mean, this is 3 cherries, isn't it? 82, 82, 82. I mean, all the way. Ding, 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 ding. Take a look. High pressure's in control. This low still close enough to us to help produce some fairly stout winds, although those are going to be calming down as we go into this evening and the sun goes down. Right now, low 80s, 79 in Conroe. The winds are still out of the northwest, 15, 17 miles an hour. So nice dry air. Humidity. What humidity? It's just lovely out there. Still some gusts to 28, 29. 79 miles an hour. So a bit on the breezy side if you're walking Lucy, or in this case, if Lucy is walking you. I think Lucy does what Lucy wants. 74 at 7, 71, 68, and 65. It's National Pet Day, isn't it? Beautiful dog there. 12-hour forecast for tomorrow, starting in the low 50s. By the time we get to noon, I'm at 74. In the afternoon, low 80s again. So tomorrow will look a lot like today, but the winds will start to calm down a little bit. The Art Car Parade is this weekend, 82 and 84. So stunning for that, along with the Crawfish Festival, Chapel Hill Bluebonnet Festival. It's going to be a great weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 82, 84. So just fabulous all the way around. We'll check your full forecast, and when I have rain in it, straight ahead. Keith?
All right, Frank, thank you. All right, so we know a lot of families are struggling to make ends meet, and inflation is causing the price of food and groceries to significantly increase. But today, one local organization donated over 4 truckloads of food to families and older people. It took place at the Korean Community Center in Spring Branch, and that is where we find KPRC2's Rochelle Turner with more. Rochelle.
And Keith, this event was supposed to serve about 120 families, but over 200 showed up. That just shows just how much people are in need of groceries that are just so expensive. Now, this event was aimed to help people in this community who is mostly Asian American or Hispanic, but anyone that showed up was able to get help. No one was turned away. Now, people were able to come in with bags and boxes and get fruit, vegetables and meats. Experts tell me that on average, a family of 4 will spend about $600 at the grocery store per month. Plus, the price of foods has increased about 10% in the past 2 years. I had the opportunity to speak to a Hispanic mother through a translator. She has 3 kids and she's 35 weeks pregnant. She does not have a car and she doesn't have a job. Her husband is the breadwinner of their family, and she says they struggle to make ends meet when it comes to buying groceries. Here's more from our conversation.
El cheque de su marido.
No.
Okay. Okay. I asked her if they can save money after they receive the check for her husband. She said no.
So they can't save any money.
No pueden ahorrar dinero.
No.
It's a tight budget.
Sí, es como financieramente es así. Yes.
Sí.
That was Allegia Newman. She has been super helpful today, helping us talk to people in this community. They were also given the opportunity to register to vote, learn about vaccines, and also get information about tenant rights. Now, coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, you're going to hear more from Newman. She talks about some of the experiences that she was able to make today by talking to people. Plus, we're going to introduce you to a father who actually showed up here with his daughter. He doesn't have a job and said these groceries are going to get his family through the rest of this month. Reporting live in Spring Branch, I'm Rochelle Turner, KPRC 2 News.
All right, Rochelle, thank you. You're going to need to run to your Treadmill for the latest recall from federal investigators. Coming up, a workout on this product could end in a fire.
And then the world is reacting to O.J. Simpson's death. Tonight, people nationwide revisit the iconic moments that cement him in American history. That's next on KPRC 2 News at 5 o'clock.
Tonight, our look at how a member of an Afghan terror organization was released into the U.S. by border agents. Also, Meta shows us its new tool to protect young people from falling victim to so-called sextortion online. When we see you tonight.
It is a complicated American legacy that O.J. Simpson leaves behind. His family says the former football star died yesterday of cancer. He was 76 years old.
He achieved incredible fame on the field, but he is most known for his infamy off it. Simpson was the main suspect for arguably one of the most famous murder trials in American history, known as the trial of the century. He was acquitted in that case nearly 30 years ago.
Well, that decision, as NBC's Jennifer Bjorklund discovered, is still a controversial conversation for Americans.
Keith, Daniela, it was just a few months ago on Super Bowl Sunday. O.J. Simpson was in a video on social media talking about feeling good, saying his health was good and hoping to be back on the golf course soon. But now, this news. O.J. Simpson's family announced the news of his death in a statement on social media. On April 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. During this time of transition, his family asks that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace. He was one of the greatest ever on the gridiron and inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But his football career would forever be overshadowed when, in 1994, his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ronald Goldman were found stabbed to death in Los Angeles. He was charged with their deaths, and it led to what was called the trial of the century.
And you had networks who broke into programming, and you had everybody in the world focusing on this case.
During the trial, one member of Simpson's legal team says they worked to raise doubt in the minds of jurors.
There was overwhelming evidence that might suggest that he did it, and then there was one piece of evidence that was tampered with.
And while the jury found him not guilty, the family of Ron Goldman, one of the victims, did not. In a statement, Ron's father, Fred, tells NBC News, "The only thing I have to say is it's just further reminder of Ron being gone all these years. It's no great loss to the world. It's a further reminder of Ron's being gone." O.J. Simpson was 76. Simpson's death likely won't end the legal battles. The Goldman family says the civil judgment awarded to them still remains largely unpaid. I'm Jennifer Bjorklund in Los Angeles, KPRC 2 News.
Well, new at 5, the Houston Public Library is reopening its Eleanor Freed Montrose branch on Monday. The library temporarily closed last month because of facility safety concerns. Mayor John Whitmire asked library leaders to meet with stakeholders and create a plan to safely reopen the building. To celebrate, the library will be having an event starting at 10 o'clock in the morning on April 15th.
We're getting a little closer to KPRC2's Eat Like a Local Crawfish Fest. It's this Saturday at Discovery Green. Scan the QR code you see here on your screen to buy tickets. They start at $15. There will be vendors there, a battle of bands, a kid zone, crawfish, of course. You can buy some crawfish to eat and enjoy as well. Come join us from 2 to 9 this Saturday.
And we are in full-on crawfish mode right here at KPRC2. We also put together an hour-long primetime special featuring our Eat Like a Local team. It aired over the weekend, but you can watch an encore presentation Thursday evening at 6:30 on the KPRC2 Plus live stream. Trust us, you do not want to miss James Beard Award winner Chris Shepard talking with 3 local crawfish connoisseurs about how they do their boils.
Super honored to have the 3 of you here, like just 3 people that I look up to and say, you know what, they're doing this right, they're sourcing it right, they're cooking it right, they're doing it right, and I appreciate every one of you. But you know, to sit back and talk about stylistically, like what you do, tell me what you got.
Each chef reveals how he prepares crawfish, and it's pretty fascinating, really, to learn. Watch that encore presentation of Eat Like a Local countdown to Crawfish Fest. That's tonight at 6:30 on the KPRC2 Plus live stream. And don't forget to get your tickets, as we just mentioned, to our Crawfish Fest. That's Saturday once again at Discovery Green, happening from 2 until 9. I want to really learn how to eat it.
What you got?
Because it's quite the art to, you know, to eat crawfish.
Yeah, if you want to eat a lot.
Yeah.
Yes,
You can't be slow about it.
You're right.
Crack, eat, crack, eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a very relational food.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, you got to sit down, and that's why, you know, you sit down cross, and you just crack, and you break, and you eat, and you know.
And have a cold drink.
There you go. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Take a look. This was from Lana Kajeski on click2houston.com/pins. So folks already enjoying crawfish out there.
Yeah.
Feel free to put your crawfish picks right there on Click2Pins, or Crack2Pins as it might be. Here's a look at the radar. You can see that system that went through with that tornado in Katy. continues to play havoc up across the Appalachians, can rain all the way into New England. It moved through the Masters tournament. Things got back on track there. They'll have a lovely weekend, as will we. A little breezy this afternoon, and that's going to start to calm down. But you see all that dry air that's in place? Thanks to high pressure, that continues to build in. So these winds still a little stout, under 20 miles an hour, but 16, 17, 15, pretty easy to find, and still some wind gusts out there to 28, 29 miles an hour. So you may catch a breeze or two in the next few hours. As we go into this evening and overnight, though, it's going to really start to calm down nicely. In fact, temperatures will fall right down through the 50s pretty quickly. 6 a.m., even some upper 40s. So we start with sweaters. By the time we get to noon, they're out of here, right there in the upper 70s with temperatures in the 80s once it's all said and done. And then Saturday looks like a repeat of Friday. Morning temperatures, in fact, 52, 56. We get to Sunday, 64, 68. And then next week, it warms up. So enjoy this spring weekend, that's for sure. Maybe one of the last before we get to summer. But we've got it now, 82, 84 for highs, and then 88 by the time we're at Tuesday and Wednesday. Rain chances are next to nothing. We got a little bit of a shower chance next Thursday. But until then, it is on the dry side. So the Crawfish Fest is incredible weather. 82 at 2, 80 at 5. Head on down. It'll be fun to the tail end, 72 degrees at 8 o'clock. There's that high that's in place. It's still nice and cool in the mornings. A little bit of a flow off the Gulf. So the humidity starts to come up a tad by Sunday, but it's really not until Monday that we start to see that. There's a look at the pollen counts, and it's been high for oak tree and weed. In fact, a lot of tree is on the board, but oak especially. Weed is still high. Grass is high. Most spores are moderate. So if you have a little bit of an allergy issue, that is why. 82 degrees right now. What humidity? 24%, north winds at 17, sunsets at 7:47. There's that breeziness. Look at the awning there. At Murdoch's, you can see that it continues to be a little on the windy side there in Galveston. 81 with a north wind at 14 miles an hour. If you're headed that way this weekend, 76, 78, so a little cooler than it will be here. It's going to be breezy, 15 to 20 on Saturday, 10 to 15 on Sunday. Bernadette Peters is the Grand Opera House this weekend. Artist Boat and Kayak Adventure continues. And then next weekend, the Grandkids Festival, which is always a big hit. That's downtown at the Grand Opera House also. Temperatures, 80s right now for almost everyone, some upper 70s, Conroe, Huntsville, College Station. Dew points, though, are way down in the 40s, so that humidity in the 20% range. It's just dry as a bone out there. Evening exercise, perfect. Northwest winds will start to come down a bit, 74, 71, 68, and 65 in the haircast, also calming down for your hair. So all is good in the hood, that's for sure. Here's the next 10 days, 82 to 84 Saturday and Sunday. Tax day, 86, then 88 Tuesday, Wednesday. That southwest wind Tuesday is what will pump those numbers up. And then 20, 30, and 40% chances of rain as we head toward the end of next week. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
New at 5 o'clock, before your Thursday night run on the treadmill, if you're planning on that, check the brand of your treadmill. The recall for Matrix Fitness treadmills has been expanded.
Federal investigators say the power cord can become loose from the treadmill's power socket, which is a fire hazard. No injuries have been reported, but there has been one instance of a fire in a fitness center since this last recall.
If you have one, you should contact Johnson Health Tech North America to schedule a free repair. And if you see the treadmill at your fitness center, ask employees if their Matrix treadmills have been repaired.
And we'll be right back.
Stay with us.
All right, Storm Tracker 2, we don't have anything on the radar. That's a nice
goodness.
We need a break.
I blogged yesterday about hurricane winds and how they can be just a forecaster's nightmare because I had a Katie viewer say, do they get stronger as you go up or stronger as you go down? And so it depends on the storm, but it's an interesting blog. Scan the code, scan the code, scan the code. Grilling and chilling tonight, right there in the 70s. It's going to be really a lovely evening. So make a plan to enjoy it if you don't have one already. Make a plan for the weekend. I hope to see you at the Crawfish Festival. I'll be there.
Nice. Yeah, look at those numbers right there. Okay, spring is upon us.
It's springing right at us.
Perfect. Enjoy it. By the way, you can find more local news stories streaming right now on the KPRC2 Plus live stream.
We'll see you again at 6.
Bye.
You're watching KPRC 2+.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So tell me, what is this app? What does it help to monitor? Just give me a rundown of what you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. I always love talking about what we do and how we can help. So as you mentioned, we are with Bruin Labs and we're a brain data company. And simply what that means is we're looking at harnessing brain data through wearables such as the Apple Watch. And as you mentioned, we're talking about Parkinson's, and that is our first disease application that we are looking at. And what we have done is leverage the movement disorder API on the Apple Watch. It's an application already on the Apple Watch, the movement disorder application. And we have built a proprietary algorithm on top of that to detect tremor and dyskinesia. So tremor is one of the primary symptoms of Parkinson's disease. Dyskinesia, a byproduct of the medications that are being prescribed. And oftentimes it's very difficult to actually detect, or really understand the difference between those two. I speak from experience. My mom has had Parkinson's for almost 24 years that we've been managing this with her. My brother and I are her primary caregivers now. And, we just have these sort of anecdotal conversations with her neurologist about her symptoms. And then based on that, we are prescribed medication. But with Parkinson's, it's really about understanding how the tremor is happening, how the dyskinesia is happening, and then titrating the medication accordingly in terms of how often you take it, what the strength of the medication is. And so what Strife PD does is actually detects the tremor and dyskinesia through the Apple Watch and then outputs it onto an app on the iPhone. So we are in an Apple ecosystem. Anyone can download the app for free. It's called Strife PD in the App Store. And as long as you're wearing the Apple Watch and pair it with your phone, you can basically sync and get data and see a graphical output on your phone in the app of your tremor and dyskinesia over time. So it can be a day, a week, or months. And so when you go into the doctor's office, you can actually have a very informed decision about when your tremor is happening, when your dyskinesia is happening, and how you need medication to adjust that.
Well, I love that you're pairing it with devices that are already out there and that people already own. They don't have to buy something in addition to it, which you can tell me in a second if the app costs money. But really, this is for somebody who already has Parkinson's, already has the diagnosis, and to better help them track it, which I'm also surprised there isn't already something out there like this.
Yeah, you would be surprised, right? And I think this is the whole premise of digital health. This is the space in which we work in. It's really getting a better sense of what's happening to you as an individual with your disease outside of the doctor's office. And there are devices that exist out there, but they are like clunky medical devices used for like clinical trial purposes or like in-office sort of testing, right? The beauty of what we've done and sort of our biggest differentiator is that it's done on the Apple Watch, right? This is a consumer device that anyone can go out and buy. And you just asked me a minute ago about the cost of Strife PD. Strife PD is free. As long as you have an Apple Watch and your iPhone, you can just go to the App Store and download the app for free.
Okay, but right now you're mainly for Apple Watch users. Are you planning to expand to any other type devices?
Currently, we are focused on the Apple ecosystem. It takes quite a bit for, to build onto the Android as an example. And so we want to make sure that we sort of hone in and really refine the product. And then we will maybe in future years think about expanding it to other systems.
Yeah. And then so let's dive into something specific. Like give me an example of some time when a patient might have been using this and then taken it to their clinician. And I know you mentioned maybe you want to adjust drugs, but what would some other benefits be to having this information at the palm of your hand and then having a conversation with your doctor?
Yeah, there's, of course, medication is one of the primary ways to control your symptoms, right? But this is a neurodegenerative disease. There is no cure. And so it's really all about management. And so when you look at you have some of these things that are coming up on the screen here, right? You can actually track through the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch is tracking things like sleep and heart rate. It's also tracking things like exercise, all of which are output onto the app on the iPhone. So you can actually look at how different factors of your lifestyle are also impacting Parkinson's disease.
Just like we've been able to do with so many other aspects of our health. So very interesting that now there's an app for people with Parkinson's. Swati, before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
No, I just really appreciate the time. I'm grateful that we have a Parkinson's Awareness Month and that, folks are really taking the time to learn more about it. I think, only recently have I realized, after sort of living with my mom with Parkinson's for the last 24 years, it is the second largest growing neurodegenerative disease in the world. And so I think there is a lot of effort and movement towards helping not just, manage the disease, but ultimately find a cure and prevent it.
Yeah, wow, that's some new information for me too. I didn't realize that. So thank you for coming on and sharing that. I know it's important for this awareness month, and Strife PD is the name of the app, and it's totally free.
Absolutely. Please download it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too.
Morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
So far, so good. So far, so good. Talk to us about this draft, your draft.
Well, this is one of the most exciting times of the year for us. We have a national partnership with the NFL through their Inspire Change initiative. And through this campaign called the Big Draft, we focus on, instead of focusing on drafting NFL players, right, we're drafting mentors. And so here in Greater Houston, Big Brothers Big Sisters Greater Houston, we are focusing on all the way up until June. Our goal is to draft 60 new mentors during this campaign. And so we're really excited about this partnership and all that it allows us to do. And it allows for the community to get engaged in a way especially for our football lovers out there in Houston.
Talk to us about what a mentor does for these mentees.
Oh, man. My job is easy, right? I feel like we have one of the best products, if you want to look at it like that, right? Because we are in the mentorship business, and what a mentor can change the trajectory of someone's life, right? I'm pretty sure you've had a mentor. We've all had mentors. And so what we focus on is providing a one-to-one mentoring opportunity for the littles of Greater Houston. And the proof is in the numbers, and we have what we call our 3 E's, right? Mm-hmm. And so any little who goes through our program when they graduate through 12th grade, in the 95th percentile, they are either employed, enlisted, or enrolled in higher education institution. So we know that it works. But even on the flip side of it, right, we know the impact that it makes on the little, right, by just spending time. We Big Brothers Big Sisters has a phrase called "It takes little to be big," right? But
I like that.
What I've learned throughout my time of working with this great organization is that the impact not only is for the littles, but it's for the bigs as well. Some of the greatest stories are when you hear the bigs when they talk about the impact that their little has had on their lives as well. So it's the gift that keeps giving, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity to talk about it today.
Yeah, it's that give and take, and obviously the anticipation of knowing the change made upon mentees, that's sort of concluded, right? You anticipate that, you expect that to happen, but then when you hear about the change, right, the change that has impacted the big, that really truly is incredible. For people listening right now, watching, who might be interested in becoming a big, I know you're looking to fill 60s, but talk to us about the requirements the bigs must have in order to be eligible to be a big.
Oh, it's really easy. You just have to want to be a big, pretty much. If you reach out to us, we'll walk you through the process. We have an excellent team. Of course, we focus on safety. Safety is number one. So there will be a background check and things of that nature, but that is important, right? We want to make sure that everyone feels safe and comfortable. But with our programming, we try to create programming for everyone, right? So if you're a person who wants to do what we call a community-based match, and whereas that's what we're really known for, is where if I say, hi, Brian, want to become a big, they assign me a little, and we start hanging out in the community and we start doing things, right? But then we also know everybody does not have that kind of time. So we also have opportunities for you to do site-based programs where you can go see your little at the school. We have opportunities where we actually have, we partner with businesses, right? Well, we have a program called Beyond School Walls, where we actually partner with the business, pair them with the school, and the littles from that particular school are paired with members of that organization, and they get to leave the school and actually go to that place of business once a month. And then we also have Mentor 2.0, which is an online platform where you can engage with your little through an online platform that is secure, and then that will also give you an opportunity to meet up with them once a month as well. So to answer your question, all you have to do is want to help, and if you want to help and you reach out to us, I guarantee you we can make that happen.
And then, of course, the plan from there can be tailored to your schedule, to their schedule, the amount of hours you can give, all that. Really great stuff. Brian, thank you so much for coming on the show this morning. Anything else you want to add?
I just want to make sure that our pub is the big draft. We have our, the partnership with the NFL. We have a really big event at our offices, 1003 Washington, at the Big Brothers Big Sisters office. It's called the Big Draft. It's from 5 to 8. It's on April 25th, the day of the draft, right? And so the public is welcome. We're looking for people to come out to learn more about what we do. We're encouraging our current bigs to bring someone who might be interested. It's going to be a fun night. We're gonna have food. We're gonna have drinks. We're gonna have the draft showing, a lot of fun activities, but most of all, it gives you an opportunity to learn more about what we're doing in a highly fun way. So we're really encouraging everyone to go onto our website, www.bbbstx.org, so that you can register for that event. You have to RSVP for the event. That's all you have to do. Go on the website, RSVP, show up on April 25th. It's from 5 to 8 p.m. at our offices. It's going to be a great time, and that's a part of our recruitment for our 60 bigs in 60 days.
Yeah, definitely a great way to get involved, a way that is so fulfilling, and also a way that gives back to our community in a really big way. Brian Irving with Big Brothers Big Sisters, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you for the opportunity. Really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you there, 5 to 8.
We appreciate you, sir, and I will check my calendar and I will report back to you.
Back at 6:13 to your health now. March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, a time you may frequently hear reminders about getting a colonoscopy.
Yeah, but are those at-home tests helpful? Health reporter Haley Hernandez is here now. Haley, you are fast because was it last week? I was like, hey, I want to know about these Cologuard things that I've heard about.
And I told you I was going to do a story on it because actually a few of you have asked me, is Cologuard accurate? Who should or should not use it? Well, the American Cancer Society and a local doctor tell me that those at-home tests are fine, but there is a better way to get screened.
This cancer is increasing in frequency in young people, and it is the biggest growing cancer in people from age 40 to 50.
Houston Methodist